All right, you already know what it is, Fourth Quarter Boyz Sports. It is me, your illustrious host, Professor Lake, back in the building. I know it's been a minute, been savoring the victory. You know what I mean? Can't keep you guys waiting too long. So, with no further ado, we're going to get into the Arizona Cardinals versus the Chicago Bears game preview. Yes, the Bears will be in Arizona to face off with Sam Bradford and the Arizona Cardinals. Before we jump right into it, you know how I get down. It's Fourth Quarter Boyz Sports. It's me, your illustrious host, Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Be a Fourth Quarter Boy for life. Hit the notification bell. Okay, let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start off talking about the Arizona Cardinals offense. Just a couple things I jotted down, from things I've been picking up off the wire. The offense is responsible for scoring 6 points in the last 2 games. It is said that the quarterback, Sam Bradford, is uncomfortable in the pocket, and he's indecisive in delivering the football down there in Arizona. Some say he's on the hot seat, and Josh Rosen is lighting the fire. Another point about Sam Bradford is that he hasn't been able to stay healthy. And with this Bears pass rush, it may be a problem, and we may see Josh Rosen if Sam Bradford can't survive the Bears front seven. At wide receiver, we got Larry Fitzgerald. They've been playing a guy named Chad Williams on the other side. And then there's Jermaine Gresham. He's been injured, but he will be joining the Arizona Cardinals this Sunday afternoon. He is coming off an Achilles tear. So I'm kind of curious to see, how effective he'll be in the passing game. Because honestly, Gresham never really impressed me. But we'll see what happens. Offensively, what else can we say about the Arizona Cardinals? They're 4 of 20 in converting third downs. And the run blocking is very poor. So this is what the season has been like for the Arizona Cardinals thus far. Game 1 and Game 2. They just haven't been able to get things going offensively. They got a timid quarterback. They got a talented running back in David Johnson. He's a good runner. He's a good pass catcher. But you don't really want your running back to be the focal point of your offense. You want to be able to have a couple guys that you can get the ball to. Like I said before, the run blocking is poor. In turn, David Johnson just hasn't been able to get things going thus far in the run game. Now again, you get a guy like Jermaine Gresham back off the Achilles injury. Again, like I said before, he's never really impressed me as a tight end. But the Arizona Cardinals like him, and we'll just see, how they plan to use him going against the Bears. I look for Roquan Smith to be in the game a lot, covering some of these tight ends and just taking away the middle of the field. So we talked a little bit about the offense and the quarterback play, but Sam Bradford, he's a journeyman quarterback, first-round draft pick. No team has really been able to survive his injuries. He's always had a capable backup to just, have him be an expendable quarterback year after year. Does he have the arm talent? Does he have the mental capability to carry out an offense? Yeah, maybe. But the problem with Sam Bradford is health, and I just don't think that he's the same quarterback he was years ago. I think a lot of those hits have forced him into being a more timid, a more cautious quarterback. I think he has to have a perfect pocket to really be comfortable, and that's just not going to happen in today's NFL. When you're paying defensive ends and outside linebackers a lot of money to pin their ears back and disrupt the passing game. But we'll see how he performs against the Bears defense. We haven't seen the Arizona Cardinals in a while. The Arizona Cardinals are not a team that the Bears frequently face. We're going into unfamiliar territory, and we'll just see what happens. And then, before we move on to the defense, we can't forget about Larry Fitzgerald. Can't forget about Fitz. He's a guy that has been a Pro Bowler year after year after year. He's getting a little bit older, but he definitely knows how to play football. And he's better than a lot of wide receivers just coming into the league. I still have a lot of respect for Larry Fitzgerald. Don't count him out as being the old wily vet that has a big game against, Prince Amukamara or Kyle Fuller. Outside of Prince's pick six that he had last week, I've really been uncertain about our secondary. Now, defensively, I'm going to keep it short. It's not too much to say. But defensively, you got Patrick Peterson. It's the best player on their defense at this time. He continues to play at a high level. At the other cornerback position, you got a guy that's having some struggles. That may be an area that the Bears look to exploit. Now, the defensive line, on the other hand, a lot of guys are saying can be disruptive. They have what it takes to get to Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, you got a guy like Robert Nkemdiche. He was a first-round draft pick a few years back, but they say he's coming into his own, and he's kind of disruptive. The way our offensive line has been run blocking lately, this could possibly be a threat to our run game. So I'm worried about the guys on the middle. I'm worried about the guys up front. Ioga, he had 7 tackles last game, so he's relatively productive. The defensive line was good against the run, giving up only about 3.4 yards a carry. So with that in mind, offensively, we do have a challenge. We have a defensive front that will challenge our offensive linemen. With Kyle Long not being the healthiest right now, Eric Kush just being a body, Cody Whitehair not necessarily getting the push that he would if he was just playing guard. I think ultimately Cody Whitehair might need to be kicked to that left guard position whenever James Daniels gets football ready and can take over that center spot. So definitely the Bears have their hands full with a defense that, you may overlook, but you shouldn't, because they have a couple players that can make plays. Be incredible this week on your pre-snap reads and, take a deep breath, relax, and let it flow, Mitch, because this is a team that you can make plays against. But you have to be a professional. So again, make your reads, get your protections right, get the pre-snap 100, relax, and everything will take care of itself. Trust your receivers. From the Bears' perspective, like I said before, I just talked a little bit about, how Mitchell Trubisky needs to adjust his mind state when approaching the line of scrimmage. I think that's where the majority of his issues begin is pre-snap and trusting his receivers and relaxing and knowing that they'll make plays on the ball. So again, Mitch must keep improving with this offense, cut down on the turnovers. I want to see him be more accurate with his deep ball and, play with more conviction, like I said. Get your coverages right, get your protection right. Know what you're looking at. Let's let this game go, man. You gotta play with conviction. Maybe I'll be reaching, if I were to say no 3 and outs, but let's work on this. Let's have no 3 and outs. Let's move the ball down the field and get points every time. Whether it be a field goal or a touchdown, move the ball, give your defense a rest, and they'll make more big plays. Another thing that I like to see is Howard and Cohen produce more in the run game. Jordan Howard, I'm not going to blame it all on the line. There's been situations where I've seen, creases develop and he's still, trying to stay behind his blockers instead of maybe jump cutting and getting upfield. So he probably could have more production if it wasn't for lack of vision in certain plays. The same thing goes for Tariq Cohen. There's been plays where, he's been throwing the ball out in the flat. And again, maybe it's something they're being taught. But at some point, you pick your gaps, you stay behind your blockers, but you also recognize open field. So I'd like to see these guys have better vision during this game. And, maybe have some more big plays out the run game, because we need that in order to tender up some of these defenses and pull some of these guys into the box. Despite Patrick Peterson being in the secondary, I still would like to see Mitchell Trubisky involved. Allen Robinson, Taylor Gabriel, Trey Burton, Miller, still spread this ball around. They are coming off a short week, so that's something that, you got to prepare quickly. Defensively, they've been playing so well, it's hard for me to respectfully find, something that they could do better that I don't already think that they're working on. But coverage, I think, could be better in critical situations. I like to see whenever somebody throws a bomb in the corner of the end zone, I like to see our cornerback get his head around, give himself a chance to make a play on the ball. You know, that was a very second year Kyle Fullerish. That didn't look like the guy that we saw last season. So I like to see a little bit more out of Kyle Fuller in critical situations. You've seen me do it before, and I know you're getting your feet wet for the season, so come on, man, let's get it. Prince Amukamara, just, keep your streak going, man. You get us a pick every game, I'll live with it, man. We can live with it. Continue to pressure the quarterback and continue to be hungry for turnovers is another area that I think the Bears don't really need to improve on, except for, having it be consistent throughout the game. There are times where I've seen lulls in the action. Hey, call me a perfectionist. I'm just saying that I'd like to see them pitch a shutout. Why not? I think they're good enough to do it. I think the Arizona Cardinals is a team that you could do it against. Now, I know last week I said that I would name fourth quarter boys, right? So I'm going to change it up a little bit. Last week I predicted who I thought would be fourth quarter boys. And, I think it was just too many people nominated. It was just some people I felt at the time I wanted to see play well. And, they kind of did. I'm going to change that up a little bit. This time, here's what we're going to do. We're going to look at the past week, and we're going to see who shined in the fourth quarter. And those will be the fourth quarter boys. So for week 2, I'm going to give the fourth quarter boy award to 2 players, 1 offensive player, 1 defensive player. The first fourth quarter boy award for week 2 goes to Prince Amukamara. I know you guys, I have to do it because he basically sealed the deal. We talked about finishing teams off and finishing the game. He was able to do that. And I was just impressed. He sat down on the route, read the quarterback's eyes, and made a break for it. And it was beneficial. So, Prince Amukamara, you are a fourth quarter boy. Offensively, you have to go with the rook, Anthony Miller. Got his little toe drag swag going in the fourth quarter with a strike from Mitchell Trubisky. Also another touchdown that was necessary at the time. Anthony Miller, you are a fourth quarter boy. So those are the 2 fourth quarter boys for week 2. They get the fourth quarter boy award, as you can see on the screen. And we're going to keep this thing going. So, who do you think is going to be a fourth quarter boy next week? We shall see after the conclusion of the game, but I'm curious to see what you guys think is going to happen, in the fourth quarter. Who might end up snatching up one of these fourth quarter boy awards. So I think I'm going to end this right there. That was my Chicago Bears Arizona Cardinals game preview. I got the Bears winning. I don't think we're going to blow this team out. I would like to see them get a goose egg, but even if we were able to hold the Cardinals to 0 points, I still don't think that we're going to see this offense start clicking quite yet. We're going to see some nice plays, we're going to see some nice drives, and then we're going to see a defense that adjusts. And I think the period of time where offense adjusts is just we're going to work through these moments. But like I said before, Bears win. We're going to have a great Bears Monday. I'm about to close it out. So you know what time it is. It's Fourth Quarter Boy Sports. I'm your illustrious host, Professor Lake, in the building once again, man. You know what it is, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah. Be a fourth quarter boy for life. For life, man. Hit that notification bell for me. And, holla at your boy, man. I'm out.
We played in the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were.